Hi, everybody. As always, glad to have you back with us. Thanks for spending a little time with us on this Tuesday, the 10th day of September. It's been another hot one out there. If you went a little farther to the north of us, you would have found a heat advisory in effect. We skipped out on that, but just by a few degrees. Nevertheless, the heat and humidity roll on tomorrow. A continuing building chance of showers and thunderstorms over the next 24 hours. Same scenario as from yesterday to today. And we're still talking about a cold front that's going to come in here and change things quite a bit. Only a few tweaks to your forecast. Slight changes from as it was yesterday, but still a big change coming. And in fact, daytime highs, at least on one occasion of the forecast, in the upper 60s. Nighttime and morning lows also could break a few records, and certainly some of the coolest air that we have seen since way back in the spring. So we'll certainly talk about your forecast with much anticipation for a lot of folks. I do think it will certainly feel like fall very, very soon in eastern and much of Kentucky, if not all. With that said, tonight's program includes headlines concerning still trying to track down the winner of a $10,000 lottery ticket sold here in Salyersville. We'll also talk with our new friend, retired Marine Corps Sergeant Chuck Lewis. One of my morning rituals when I have time to get a cup of coffee is go to walkingforthefallen.com, see where Chuck is today. And as of today, he is on his last leg of his journey after spending some time with someone down in North Carolina, one of the most important parts of his journey, which is now complete. And I'll let him share that story with you. He's got an estimated time of arrival, and it's going to be here before you know it. Literally, we'll talk about this date when he expects to walk into Washington, D.C., and hear from him in just a few moments. Also, sadly, the passing of a Johnson County boy, the little boy now, the second death associated with a tragic fatal auto accident in Floyd County this past Friday that also claimed the life of his great aunt. We'll get to all of that and much more in what's left of the half hour. Today, Tuesday, September the 10th. Obviously, tomorrow will be the 12th anniversary of the September 11th terror attacks. And Governor Beshear and officials all across the country are asking us to keep the fallen in our thoughts and prayers, and of their families as well. Governor Beshear is also asking that Kentuckians remember those by lowering flags to half-staff tomorrow in lieu of the 12th anniversary of the attacks on America, which forever changed our landscape and our lives. He's also signing a proclamation making tomorrow, September the 11th, 2013, 9/11 First Responders Day to honor the military and first responders. He is directing that flags at all state office buildings be lowered to half-staff from sunrise to sunset tomorrow. And, of course, any personal flags, if you can do so, would be greatly appreciated as well. A couple of things we're going to be talking about tomorrow. City Council meeting did not happen last night, I think, which will be its regular meeting date, if I'm not mistaken. I have confirmed they have a meeting set for this coming Monday night at Salyersville City Hall. Of course, we'll have a camera and a report following. I also did speak with Salyersville Mayor Pete Shepard today after some questions were posed to us about the proposed annexation of Route 114 and the businesses therein. He's going to answer those questions for us tomorrow, and we'll talk about that subject then. So look for those reports on tomorrow's program. With that said, it was very sad news today to learn that yesterday morning, family and friends got the news that they were so hoping that they wouldn't, as they are now mourning the passing of a little Johnson County boy who died yesterday morning after an already fatal crash which had claimed the life of his great aunt. It happened in Prestonsburg this past Friday. She was actually the driver of the car, and she was identified as 58-year-old Paula McConnell of Prestonsburg. One of her two passengers was her nephew, 10-year-old Donovan Floyd of Paintsville. He passed away in a Huntington hospital early yesterday morning after being on life support since the accident. McConnell died shortly after being airlifted from the scene of the accident to a Huntington, West Virginia facility. The accident happening in Floyd County as she was pulling off of Town Branch Road. She was pulling on to 23, and police believe it was then that she pulled into the path of another vehicle. Meanwhile, young Donovan Floyd is being remembered and honored in family and fellow students this evening. And actually, he was as well on Sunday when hundreds turned out in support via a prayer vigil at the Highland Elementary School where he was a student. The flag there remains at half-staff in honor of the little boy. There's also a Facebook page in his honor, a picture of which you see here, also a picture of which adorns the front page that we showed you just a moment ago of a part of that prayer vigil held in his honor. You can also make a donation for funeral services on the same Facebook page. Faster, friendlier, family-owned Parkway Pharmacy, open 8:30 till 6:30 Monday through Friday in the new Magoffin Medical Plaza under the care of local pharmacist Jesse Rudd. To make Parkway Pharmacy your pharmacy, come by or give us a call at 349-4400. In store now and available for order, customized any way you would like, Maple City Pottery. Mixing bowls, preserve jars, utensil holders, dispensers, and more at Fraser's Prater Drug Seasonal Shop, where you can find a store full of fall decor in all the shades of the season, purses and accessories by Just Millie Designs, premium clay bead jewelry, and more. It's Fraser's Prater Drug Seasonal Shop in downtown Salyersville. Bailey's Furniture has done it again. This beautiful queen-size sleigh bed, media center, and matching chest are only $295 each, whether you buy one or buy them all. And you can save $400 and get a second nightstand with this gorgeous Von Bassett group. Lazy Boy rocker recliners start at $295, and Catnapper lift chairs start at $689 at Bailey's Furniture and GE Appliance Center.
Let's do this. Can't believe my daughter wants to marry a Hatfield.
And I can't believe my son fell in love with a McCoy.
I got one thing to say. They're going to have the wireless plan with the best service.
And I say they're going to have the wireless plan with the biggest savings.
Daddy!
Hush up, Mary Beth.
Pa! Stay out of this, Jonah.
We're done talking.
You got that right.
Better service.
Bigger savings.
Daddy, we've both got Appalachian Wireless. Better service.
Bigger savings.
That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
They just keep coming. New and incredible flavors of your favorite ice cream treat. And now they've done it again with the choco-covered cheesecake blizzard at your Salyersville Dairy Queen. Creamy cheesecake pieces, rich cocoa fudge, decadent choco chunks, and creamy vanilla soft serve make your new blizzard of the month. And if that's not enough, just for September, buy one blizzard, get another for just 99 cents. That's right, 99 cents at your Salyersville DQ. Check out our daily specials that get even better after 4 p.m. only at your Salyersville Lee's Famous Recipe. Wednesday's special is a 3-piece dinner with 2 homemade sides and a biscuit, $5.99 for a pressed thigh and a leg, or $4.99 for a leg, thigh, and a wing, and you can take $1 off of both after 4 p.m. only at your Salyersville Lee's. Well, I didn't have a whole lot to report to you on a winning lottery ticket sold in Salyersville for this past Saturday night's Powerball jackpot on yesterday's program. And I don't have a great deal more to add tonight. Maybe more tomorrow, but per a phone call up to the Fast Lane Discount Tobacco Mart on Route 114 today, I only learned that, well, they're asking everyone that comes through, but so far, no indications as to who may have purchased the winning ticket, which matched 4 of the draw numbers and the Powerball number for a cool 10 grand. Fast Lane Discount Tobacco is the site of the most recent winning ticket here in Salyersville, Magoffin County. It was among 3 establishments across the state, one in Maysville, one in Jeffersontown, which had $10,000 winners in Saturday night's drawing. But so far, no idea as to who may have purchased the one here in Salyersville. We're waiting to hear, and hopefully we'll have some good news from someone very soon. If you purchased a ticket, be sure and check it. Now, stay with us. We've still got one of our top stories this evening, an interview with retired Marine Corps Sergeant Chuck Lewis. He's on the last leg of his journey. He's going to tell us about his thoughts of his trek across the nation. Specifically, I asked him about Kentucky and the eastern part of our beloved state, and also when he expects to make his final steps of his more than 3,000-mile trek. We'll have that interview in just a few moments. For now, here's an updated, Magoffin County Farm Bureau sponsored community calendar. Birthday announcements, or at least one, start off the calendar this evening, and it reads as follows. A happy birthday to be said today to Aunt Avenel Bailey, with lots of love from nieces Gina, Shannon, Mackenzie, family, and friends. And us too, Avenel. We hope you've had a wonderful birthday. Today's Avenel's birthday. Happy birthday to you. First up, this is notification that North Magoffin Elementary Site-Based Council meets in regular session tomorrow. Meeting time is set for 4 p.m. in the school's conference room, and Principal Jill Howard says everyone is welcome and invited to attend. And the Magoffin County Teen Coalition has their quarterly meeting set for this Thursday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon at the Magoffin County Health Department in the community room. Also, the public is invited and encouraged to attend. And this just in from the Girl Scouts of Kentucky. They're having a Magoffin County registration night here in Salyersville, and it's this Thursday for 1 hour from 6 to 7 in the Ramey Park. They're going to be at the shelter just to the right of the entrance, the brown shelter right when you go down the ramp by the Veterans Monument. They're going to have a representative on site for registrations. Registration fee is just $15 for each girl. You bring your daughter for some fun activities and games. She could even earn her first patch for free. Also, bring your smartphone. You can register right away. If you have any questions about your daughter or yourself, if you're watching the show, becoming a Girl Scout, you can call Virgie Crouch, 784-7292. Once again, a Magoffin County registration night for the Girl Scouts of America this Thursday, 6 o'clock in the Ramey Park. The Magoffin County Kentucky Board of ASAP, Magoffin County Board of Kentucky ASAP, is going to have a meeting next coming Monday, the 16th at 6 p.m. at the Magoffin County Health Department. This is their quarterly meeting to be held in September. Public is also invited to attend. And you're also invited to join them for the 30th annual Homecoming and Old-Fashioned Day at the Salyersville Pentecostal Church of Christ. It's a several-day long event starting on September the 28th with special singing and preaching nightly, and it all culminates on Sunday the 22nd with Homecoming and Old-Fashioned Day starting at 11 a.m. And you are now invited. Everyone's welcome. We'll remind you throughout the week to join the Salyersville Pentecostal Church of Christ for their homecoming. And it's once again just a few doors up from the newsroom here on Route 40 or East Maple Street, however you want to look at it. With that said, if you've got an announcement like these, they're always free. This is how you get them to us, and we get them on the air. Drop them in the mail, phone them in, fax them in, your News Today at Yahoo or Ritt or Mortimer on Facebook. Drop them off here at the newsroom. If we're not here, there's a brass box on the door. Leave it there, and we'll take care of it. Funeral service announcements tonight brought to you on behalf of the Magoffin County Funeral Home, who has a listing tonight in honor of 93-year-old John T. Arnott of Southeast Licking River Road, who passed away on yesterday's date. A longtime businessman in Magoffin County, a longtime Board of Education member, the namesake of the former John T. Arnott Elementary School. He was married to Josephine Hale Arnott, who preceded him in death. He's survived by daughters Edna Meadows, June Montgomery, and Tamara Arnott. Visitation for Mr. Arnott begins after 6 o'clock tomorrow. It will continue all day Thursday. Services will begin in his honor Friday morning at 11, all of which will be from the Magoffin County Funeral Home Chapel. Burial will follow at the John T. Wireman Cemetery at Fredville. Salyersville Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce the newest members of our family, Administrator Lane Jones and our full-time chaplain Mark Campbell and volunteer Richard Green, new faces with the same sincere desire as these, to assist you and your family with short-term rehabilitation solutions or long-term nursing care needs, close to home and those that you love. Salyersville Nursing and Rehabilitation.
Hi, I'm Don McFarland, and I want to be your family lawyer. Sometimes we all have troubles in our life, and when we do, it's good to have a friend that you can call on during times of legal trouble. Please give me a call. I have been here my entire life. I was born here, I was raised here, I have a family here, and I've practiced law here since 1994. So if you ever have pain, if you ever have trouble, if you're ever in need, then pick up the phone and call Donald Wayne, 349-9000.
At the end of every race, Mark Martin hangs up his driving gloves. He hangs up his fire suit. And he hangs up his helmet. Which is why he picks up his phone and opens the ER Extra app. The app shows ER Extra wait times, locations, and more. It's the one safeguard Mark Martin is never without. ER Extra at Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Before you call anyone else, call Asphalt Paving Company, APC, for a list of local and area paving jobs that they've done and still look great after 15 or 20 years, and for an estimate on your blacktopping project. Driveways, parking lots, residential or commercial. APC has a 10-year guarantee, decades of experience, and a reputation for using the best materials to pave, resurface, seal, or stripe your property. APC, 859-983-6433. Stop by to see how, with a guaranteed trade-in, you can drive off in this gorgeous 2011 Hyundai Sonata for $17,950 or $299 a month, or how to drive off with a little soul for $12,950 or $235 a month, or how to drive off with a lot of style in this Dodge Ram Daytona at $15,950, all at Premier Motors in Paintsville. 170s, 500, 570, 800, 900s, 2 seats, 4 seats, Razors, Rangers, and XPs in the hottest colors with the coolest accessories with the best financing available and rebates up to $1,000 at Connelly's, Kawasaki, and Polaris of Paintsville. Whether you're coming home or just want to feel at home for one night or a few, the Mortimer Lofts in Salyersville are that perfect experience you're looking for, with 2 newly restored and uniquely appointed lofts overlooking downtown from one of its historic structures filled with its history throughout. Each can accommodate up to 4 guests, 6 with the option of a connecting bedroom, or the entire floor can sleep 10 comfortably, and with all the amenities like king beds, HD TVs, free Wi-Fi, private baths, and kitchenettes to make your stay a memorable one. To see more and reserve your next visit, go to Salyersville, Kentucky on vrbo.com or email the Mortimers at 2reachsue@yahoo.
Every time I think about Chuck Lewis, which is about once a day when I go to the internet and walkingforthefallen.com to see where he's at today and how he's doing, I'm still just amazed at the effort that he is in the midst of walking across our nation, thousands of miles through all conditions and all terrain, in an effort to raise awareness, most specifically to suicide among our military personnel. I hope you saw the interview. It's still on YouTube if you want to catch that show. And I hope you were with us to learn more about this individual and just exactly what his cause and inspiration was. Well, today I learned that he had made it to one of his goals. I don't know how many he had along the way, but one of his top 2, I can certainly say. Spending some time with a former Marine Corps buddy of his, and now he's on his last leg of his journey.
Walkingforthefallen.com is where you can go. The map on the front page depicts the 3,300-mile trek. He's been walking, pushing his 150-pound cart for months through all the weather conditions that Mother Nature has thrown at him, across a great deal of elevations and valleys, and now he's on his last leg. You may recall that when he was with us here in Salyersville, he spoke of 2 main goals: to make it to Washington, D.C., and the Vietnam Memorial. And also, he was going out of his way, and a little farther south than he needed to see a former, well, still a Marine friend of his, who he served with in the Marine Corps, who had been given a year or so in lieu of a cancer diagnosis just several months back. So he was making the trek down to North Carolina on a promise that he would be there in the month of September. He has since had that visit of a couple of days and has now started to go back north. You can even track him on a daily basis. He was still walking at 5:30 this afternoon. Every 10 minutes, his little steps being updated. Now they're going in a northerly direction as he makes his way to D.C. And I caught him this morning after he'd been on the road, or on the edge of the road, for about 2 miles.
Well, I took off and headed kind of southeast, and I got to Jenkins, Kentucky, and I actually spent a couple of days there. I stayed at the fire department. I was embraced by that community as well, and they allowed me to speak to the 8th grade class there at their local school, and then I was part of the parade for Jenkins Days, which I guess is an annual event where a lot of the hometown kids come home for their class reunion, and it must have quite a history because I saw classes dating back into the 50s, so that is pretty cool.
What kind of describe for me what your overall impression of our, we all of our own beloved state, but your impression of ours as you left, and maybe in comparison to your journey. But and I'm anxious to hear what you thought about the elevations around the Jenkins area compared to the other much more significant ones I'm sure you traversed throughout your trip.
Well, they had a little hill on the outside of town, and I noticed it, and it was quite steep going up it, but it wasn't all that long. So, but there were a lot of hills between there and the Tennessee border. But it kind of went up and down, and it wasn't that bad. We just took it in stride and one step at a time.
I would assume that maybe some of the scenery helped take your mind off of the incline, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. I have found Kentucky to be one of the most beautiful states that I've gone through, and that's in terms of topography and then the people that live here. They've been open and they've embraced the effort, and it was just such a delight to be here or be there in Kentucky. I guess I'm here in North Carolina now, but when I was there in Kentucky. So, my brother actually has a place there in Kentucky, and he's always talked about how friendly the people were and how much he just really enjoyed it, and I can understand why he loves it there so much.
When you were here with us, you talked about one of the most important parts of your journey. A couple obviously would be reaching the end, and we'll get to that in just a second, but that you wanted to visit a friend of yours, and I know that's where you've spent the past couple of days. Who were you there to see, and tell me a bit about that experience? I'm sure that has to be an everlasting impact on you.
Well, there was a Marine I served with. We entered the Marine Corps about the same time, just a few weeks apart of one another, but we kind of rose through the ranks at the same order, working on CH-53 helicopters, going to schools and stuff like that. So we got to the point where we were overseas together and served during Vietnam together, and then I came home a couple of weeks before he did, went to California, and he went to Arizona when he came back. So anyway, I got out. I had 8 months to go, and I came back from Westpac, and I did my 8 months, got out, went back to school, and did my thing working for the government at a naval base called China Lake for 27 years, and then he turned around and made the Marine Corps a career for 27 years. And so it was nice to see him. We tried to stay in touch over the years, and it was a year ago this month that I was talking to him and telling him about the trip I was going to make, and he informed me at that time that his doctor told him he had cancer, and that the doctor had given him a year to live. And so, in an effort to try to fire him up, motivate him a little bit, I told him I would be on his doorstep this September. And I got here, and everything went as planned, and I'm happy to say that the effort that they've made in trying to arrest his cancer has been pretty successful. So he's not on his deathbed yet, and it looks like he's got a lot of years left in him now.
Well, we're certainly glad to hear that, and we're also glad to hear that you're on the last leg of this journey. What's your schedule and attitude for the next couple of weeks?
Well, I think my attitude's going to be great. I've got 15 days to get to Washington, D.C., and it's only it's like 280 miles. And so it averages out to just a little less than 20 miles a day. So I guess I'm thinking, wow, I've got some short days in here. So that'll be pretty nice. I'm sure there'll be a couple that'll be the normal 25, but then, of course, that will shorten up one down to 15 or so. So anyway, it's doing good. I'm happy there's a light at the end of the tunnel. My wife got her plane ticket already to meet me there. She'll be flying into Dulles on the 24th, and I'll be arriving in there on the 25th. So it's been a long summer, a long 6 months. It's been very rewarding. I'm thoroughly ecstatic that I did it, and I'm looking forward to coming to the end as well.
Well, I'm looking forward to sometime thereafter hearing what it felt like to make that last step and stand before the monument and before your wife again. And I guess that more than likely will be the next update we get. But if you're on the road and you feel like talking or need a little time or need somebody to help keep you awake, you know where we are, my friend, if there's anything else we can do. But I hope we'll get to talk to you here the next couple of weeks.
Well, I wrapped up the conversation with Chuck right about there. Did you catch that last little bit? After 6 months, walking 3,000 miles across our nation, he refers to 280 miles in 2 weeks. Walking 25 miles a day is really not a big deal. Yeah, it's a big deal. This whole story is a big deal. I actually spent the next few hours after I hung up the phone with him. I talked to his wife. I called her, and I tried to make arrangements. I would really love to be there with a camera when he steps up to the monument. His wife's going to walk the last little stretch of the journey with him there in D.C. So far, my calendar is just not cooperating at all, and I guess I kind of knew that when I had this wonderful thought, but we're still working on it, and I still would like to do so, but they've already promised some pictures, and he'll talk with us then, but would really like to be there when he completes his journey and see it all come to such a wonderful conclusion. And after that, he's going to go home and decompress, he said. With that, though, that's our update for now on Chuck. We'll give him a couple of weeks, and whether we make the trip to D.C., which, I painfully have to say is highly unlikely, but possible, or we just keep up tabs here as he completes such a wonderful journey. We'll have an update for you, and right now we're expecting one right around the 25th. Folks, that is 2 weeks from tomorrow. For now, though, I'm off to catch a little football, elementary style, and I've got to leave you with the Licking Valley RECC forecast before we go. Like I said, a big change coming. No big changes in the forecast from 24 hours ago. I had what felt like 93 degrees when you factor in heat and humidity outside the newsroom if you're watching the early show right about then. That was our high for today. 91 degrees. Humidity made it feel closer to 93, 94 degrees out in the sunshine. We may get down below 70 for tonight's nighttime low at 69 estimated, and we may not. We'll see partly cloudy skies. There's a 10% chance of some isolated showers and thunderstorms at the hour of the early show. There's none prevalent in eastern Kentucky. Can't rule them out for the rest of the evening, and certainly we can't for tomorrow. More heat, more humidity. It's just a couple of factors that will indeed give us a chance of some showers and thunderstorms that could really start. And I've got afternoon there, but it's since been updated. We could see those develop any time from early morning hours on. We'll see partly sunny skies, and tomorrow we'll have a much better shot of some showers and thunderstorms than we did today. It's another hot, humid one coming at us and staring at you in the face. And Thursday will be the last day of the heat, and it won't be all day long either. We probably make it up to 85 degrees or so on Thursday. Big cold front's going to tear through. It's going to give us some showers and some thunderstorms, and what's behind this is really what's going to make things change. We're talking about daytime highs around 74 on your Friday. It's going to clear up quick. This thing's going to be gone, and we're going to be clear and dry for a few days, and for your weekend, mostly sunny and 74. Check out Saturday's forecast. That's not a misprint. I've had them, but that's not one. 69 for your daytime high, 49 for your low on the aftermath or in the aftermath of a cold front. We're still talking sunny and mostly clear skies, but we're talking about fall weather without a doubt. We'll recover Sunday, warming up to about 77. No humidity to speak of. Sunshine above, only partly cloudy skies late. Partly sunny skies on your Monday. Temperature still holding pat in the mid-70s, and no signs of going anywhere for the forecast period thereafter. This could be Wouldn't put my life on it, but it could be our last full-blown shot of summer that's winding down as fall may be winding up. With that said, thank you all for being a part of the program. We'll be back here tomorrow night with more of Your News Today. For now, have a good night, and thanks for watching.